The 2018–2020 Vespa Sprint 50. Piaggio's Vespa division renewed its classic Vespino design ahead of MY2018 with a new Sprint 50 Chrome Crest (CC) model and an accompanying blackout model, the Notte. The factory touts this smallest Vespa as a green model due to its stellar fuel economy, and a compact build makes its physical footprint as small as its carbon footprint. Timeless Italian style and a modern engine make these Vespinos ideal for students or commuters who are looking for a ride with class and taste with an eye toward environmental health. Vespa Sprint 50 design. Clean and classy, the Sprint 50cc and Notte carry the old-school Vespa look into yet another generation of machine. It starts with the single-side front fork and fore and aft 12-inch rims for that small wheel effect that fits so well with historical-looking designs. The face of the leggard bears the classic tight graphic, and while it's kinda subtle on the Notte, the chrome accents on the CC make it stand out quite nicely. LED blinkers ride flush mounted in the sides of the shield for a nice and clean look, and up top, a Cyclops LED headlight finishes out the forward lighting behind a vertically flattened sextagonal lens. In another classic move, the factory enclosed the handlebar and instrumentation in a common fairing with the headlight housing to keep the hand control area looking clean. The speedometer and indicator lamps are concentrated in one location behind the headlight, and inside the fairing is a small glove compartment for your possibles. A short rise tunnel interrupts the step through somewhat but comes with a wide flat top and a patch of non-skid so you can use it to carry some cargo. As usual, there's even more storage below the two-up, locking bench seat that sports a faux tuck and roll cover for a little extra style. Flip-out foot pegs and dual JC handles finish out the passenger's amenities. The side covers carry that classic teardrop shape that earned it its WASP moniker with recessed blinkers set within and a slightly protuberant taillight to finish off the gear in the rear, all in LEDs. The CC sports plenty of chrome piping and such across its paint spectrum, but the Notte is straight up black on black for a stealthy, up to no good look. Vespa Sprint 50 chassis. Rather than using an underframe for support, the Vespa Sprint 50 family relies on a stressed skin arrangement for its structure. This monocoque body uses stamped and formed panels and spot welds for the main structure with reinforcement plates at the stress points to make for a light, yet rigid, build. The front end is the traditional aircraft landing gear type with a coil-over shock and leading link system that articulates to absorb the jolts from the front wheel, and while this is a proven arrangement, it leaves the front fork with little travel and no adjustability. A coil-over monoshock supports the rear end and dampens the motion of the swing drive unit made up of a stressed engine and transmission case in lieu of an actual swing arm. Cast aluminum is the material of choice for the 12-inch rims, and the hoops come in a 110/70ths and 120/70ths on the front and rear, respectively. Up front, a hydraulic caliper and 200mm disc take care of business with a stock, single-channel ABS feature, but old school rules the day out back in the form of a 140mm, mechanical drum brake. Vespa Sprint 50 drivetrain. A 4-stroke thumper delivers the goods on the Sprint 50 with 3.2 horsepower at 7,500 revolutions per minute backed up by 2.2 pound-feet of torque. The 39mm bore and 41.8mm stroke give it an overall displacement of 49.9 cc, and the mill relies on forced air cooling to remove waste heat. A single overhead cam times the triple poppet head for efficient aspiration. Induction control falls to a throttle body with a port-type injection for the fuel, and this helps the engine reach its Euro 4 emissions target. Power flows through a centrifugal dry clutch and constant velocity transmission for the twist-and-go operation that scooter riders demand. The overall drive ratio and governor on the engine turn out a top speed around 40 miles per hour, so that will limit where you can ride to around town and on slower secondary roads. Vespa Sprint 50 pricing. For 2020, the Sprint 50cc rolls in white, black, red, or yellow for $4,099, but the Notte model comes only in a satin black Nero Notte finish. MSRP on the Notte is $4,199. Vespa Sprint 50 competitors. Rather than grabbing another Italian scooter for my head-to-head, I headed to Japan for Honda's Metropolitan to see how it would stack up. Honda does a pretty good job of emulating the classic I-Tie look without coming off like a clone. Honda Metropolitan. The Metropolitan rocks a high-mount front fender and classic-looking legguard area with a handlebar fairing that doubles as a headlight instrument housing. The step-through is dead flush with no tunnel to interrupt, and the rear end sports a teardrop profile that clearly looks to channel the Vespa's panache. Honda uses telescopic hydraulic forks up front for a bit of a more conventional look in operation, but the rear coil-over monoshock is a constant across the board. Power comes from a liquid-cooled, 49cc thumper that churns out 4.4 horsepower and 3 pounds-o grunt against 2.2 from the Vespa for a clear performance advantage for the Red Riders. Honda turns the screws on the Italian mark with a $2,499 price tag that is considerably less expensive than the Vespa's $4,000 plus sticker. Read our full review of the Honda Metropolitan. He said, "Man, it's just hard to beat a bona fide Italian brand for a classic-looking scooter. I think part of the appeal is the knowledge that Vespa, under the Piaggio umbrella, is the genuine article and actually helped to shape the general scooter market. Nothing like the real thing, baby," she said. My wife and fellow motorcycle rider, Alan Hinton, says 50cc scooters are a tough game in the US, partly because of the licensing laws that vary so drastically from state to state, and partly because the majority of folks don't live where they work. If you live in the city and work in the city, a 50cc scooter is so convenient, and the Sprint gives you that youthful vibe that makes riding fun. The new IJET engine gives a better ride with more power and more pep, so scooting across town or to and from the campus is a breeze. Vespa Sprint 50 specifications.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.